manager here at SnapStream. And, 6.6 came out about a week and a half ago. And we're pretty excited about all the new things. And today, I want to quickly go through the new features that we have in the product. And, after the demo, you can ask questions. You can even ask questions while we go on. I have few of my colleagues on the webinar with me, and they will continue to answer questions as they come along. So to ask questions, there's this question feature on the GoToWebinar side panel. You can use that to ask questions, and we will respond to them as they come along. So first of all, I see that I see a few familiar names on the attendee list, but I also see a few new faces, new names in here. So I want to first start off by getting a sense of how familiar you are with SnapStream. So how familiar are you guys actually with SnapStream? There should be a poll on your screen right now. Using that, please respond yes or no. Have you seen SnapStream before? Do you have a SnapStream system already? Or is this the first time that you are actually seeing SnapStream? I want to make sure that I do this webinar to fit the audience that I have. And so, yep, okay. So I see the responses coming in, and it seems like most of you have seen SnapStream in the past. That's awesome. So I'm still going to talk about some of the general features of SnapStream just for the benefit of the people who have never seen SnapStream, but I'll try to stick to the new things as much as possible and focus on those. So what's new in SnapStream 6.6? We have a bunch of really cool things. The first thing is we now have support for Twitter native videos. We also have added a few new capabilities to the meme creation and to the animated GIF creation feature. We've added some smarts to the tweets tab. This is a tab where you can see a stream of tweets about a TV show. We've done some cool things with that. We've also created a new set of tags where you can tag a moment or a segment from a show with your own keyword. And we also have clips combining now as a feature, where if you have a bunch of clips and you want to create a single montage, now you can do it directly through SnapStream. You don't have to go to a third-party video editing solution to do that. And finally, we now have support for XDCAM transcodes, meaning you can now transcode inside of SnapStream videos from MPEG-2 or MPEG-4 to XDCAM. And I'll get to these features in a little while. But first of all, for the benefit of those who have not seen SnapStream in the past, SnapStream, we are based out of Houston, hot, warm, and balmy Houston. And we are a small team of about 20-25 people. And in a single sentence, if I have to explain what SnapStream is, SnapStream is the DVR for business. We make the best TV recording and search solution in the market. And we've been doing this for the last 5-6 years. We have a whole bunch of really awesome customers. For example, the Daily Show. Any clip, any video that you see on the Daily Show or on Last Week Tonight, it comes from a SnapStream. We also work with a lot of government and education organizations. The U.S. Senate is a customer, the White House is a customer, the Library of Congress is a customer. as well as a lot of small and medium-sized city organizations. For example, the city of Houston is a customer. The City of New York is a customer. Los Angeles Fire is a customer. And we also have customers in education as well as corporate and nonprofit areas. So SnapStream is basically, it's a DVR, first of all, but it's a whole lot more. The SnapStream DVR can record any number of channels at the same time. So if you want to record, 4 channels, or if you want to record 40 channels, there is a SnapStream that can do that. Scheduling recordings on SnapStream is really simple. We have a built-in program guide where you can click on something and say, hey, I want to record this show, or I want to record everything on this channel 24/7. And there's all these other options in between the two as well. We can record from a variety of TV sources, and I'll get to this in a little while. But the really cool part about SnapStream is its search. We make TV searchable, and that's amazing. It's like Google search for TV. If you're looking for something, maybe it's the name of a politician, or if it's the name of your city, or something that you're doing research on, you can just type it in, and SnapStream will take you directly to that needle in the haystack. So the search is really powerful, and we also do synonym recognition. We also correct misspelled words. So there's a whole layer of smarts underneath this. But at a fundamental level, we make finding that needle in a haystack, we make that possible. So real quickly, this is how easy it is to do a search. You type it in and you click search, and all the mentions of that keyword, in this example, Taylor Swift, it's given to you just how Google would do it with a web search. It's a bunch of links, and you click on a link. For example, this CBS This Morning show, and SnapStream will take you directly to that moment in the show where Taylor Swift is being mentioned. So, it didn't take you to the beginning of the show. It didn't just give you the name of the show. It actually takes you to that point where where that keyword gets mentioned. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty amazing. So once you do your search and you found what you are looking for, you can easily create clips with our built-in tools. I see a bunch of existing customers on the webinar, and that's what most of our customers do. They do a search, they find what they're looking for, and then they create a clip. So SnapStream makes that whole process so much easy, so much simple. A new focus for SnapStream is social media. Social media is really, it has become an integral part of what we do. And SnapStream, we make social media, a key part. We have made social media a key part of our product, and we've done it in a few ways. And I'll get into this in a little while. But just imagine being able to find these awesome moments from TV and being able to share them almost instantly on social media. That's, in essence, that's what it is about. But we've also done some pretty cool things around social media, and I'll get to them as we go along. Real quickly, SnapStream is available in 2 flavors, pretty much. It's available as an appliance, meaning you get the SnapStream box and you put it in your server room and you connect your TV source into it, and then you connect the box to your network. Or SnapStream is now available on the cloud, where you take your TV source and then you stream it to the SnapStream cloud using an H.264 encoder. and your SnapStream cloud server can record those feeds, and all your users will then have access to SnapStream on the cloud. So it's now available as an appliance as well as a cloud service. So that's pretty much, a quick rundown of what SnapStream is. Let's now get into the new stuff. Cool. So before I do that, I want to make sure that if you guys have any questions, that those are properly answered. So again, if you have any questions using the sidebar, you can send in those questions, and we'll answer them as we go along. So I'm going to give 30 seconds for everyone to get their questions in. Cool. So let's go ahead. So what's new in SnapStream 6.6? Quite a lot of things. First of all, we now have native Twitter video, meaning, when you upload a video to Twitter through SnapStream, it will now be a native video. It will be uploaded directly to Twitter itself, and with it being a native video, it will autoplay on the Twitter timeline, and the user doesn't have to go to a separate site. It lives on Twitter. So this will improve your engagement levels, and this Twitter started rolling out native videos a few weeks ago, and I think right now there is a limit on how long the video could be, but it's still early days, and I'm pretty sure Twitter would be increasing those limits and making video even more accessible on their platform. And with SnapStream, now you have access to native videos. Secondly, we released animated GIFs and memes in our previous version, and it's been really popular. But now we've taken it one step further, and now we have the ability to add meme text to animated GIFs. And you could do pretty cool things using this. If you are a TV show, you could create pretty awesome animated GIFs with meme text. If you are, if you post about sports, that's another great place where animated GIFs could be really useful. And now, SnapStream lets you do that. And I'll show you exactly how to do that, and it's pretty simple. One of the new things that we've done is we've added a whole bunch of smarts to the Twitter sidebar. So the Twitter sidebar, we launched it about 2 versions ago, and it's a running stream of tweets about the show that you are watching on the screen. So if you are watching, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the tweets that you see on this right-hand side are tweets about that show from real people in real time. So what we've done is we've built on top of that existing feature, and now SnapStream can intelligently take you to that moment that someone is tweeting about. So, let's say in this example, there's this tweet from Maddie, and she's saying, watching, KUWTK, and I am mega sad watching Scott and Courtney. So that's the tweet. And when you click on this snap button or the snap link, SnapStream will take you to that moment where, to which Maddie is referring to. We do that by analyzing the text on the tweet and then matching it with the text from the closed captions, and we run a bunch of algorithms trying to identify a match. And when we are confident that we found what the tweet is about, we'll highlight it in blue. So all the tweets have the snap button, but the ones that have it highlighted in blue are the smart snaps. So when you click on them, it takes you to that moment that the tweet is referring to. The other snaps just take you to that time code. So that's the new thing that we've done. We've added intelligence to the snap feature. So the underlying thesis here is that we make social media and TV link together. Basically, we are building this bridge between the worlds of social media, Twitter, for example, and video. Without the video, tweets are just a bunch of text. There's no context. There's no connection. But with SnapStream, you can actually see the tweets side by side with the video. And now you can actually click on the tweet, and it will take you to that moment. So what we've done is we've created this bridge between the two worlds. And what you can do with that is pretty amazing. You can now respond to people you can now respond to people with relevant content from SnapStream. So you see a tweet coming in, you click snap, it takes you to that moment, and from there, you can respond to that person with an animated GIF, screenshot, or a video. So the idea here is that you are engaging your followers and you are improving your engagement levels. You are getting more people to tune in to your show. So that's the underlying idea here, and I'll show you how it all works in a few minutes. Another cool thing that we've done is now we have tags that will take you directly to a point, or you can tag a whole segment with your own keyword. So rather than creating clips and then having to sort of like go through clips individually, now you can just create these tags on the video itself. It's much more simple and much more easy to do than creating a clip. And later, if you want to look for something, you can just do a search for that tag, and SnapStream will surface those tags just like what it would do with a regular search. So it's another cool new thing that will save time for you. We now can combine different clips together to a single video. For example, if you are doing a project, or if you're doing a story on Obama and any topic, let's say you're doing a story on the Houston Zoo, you can do a search for all the mentions, and then you can add them to a playlist, and then you can join the playlist to a single clip. So this makes your workflow a little bit more efficient. You don't have to export individual clips and join them in Final Cut Pro, for example. You can do it directly on SnapStream itself. And finally, we've added the ability to transcode to XDCAM. This is a request that we got from most of our broadcast customers, entertainment and broadcast customers. And now you can transcode to XDCAM. So that's one of the new features as well. So enough with PowerPoints. Let's actually get into the actual product itself. So I want to quickly take you through the new stuff. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to send them through the GoToMeeting question panel. Cool. So I'm actually now in SnapStream, and I'll quickly take you through the new stuff. So first of all, let's look at the new animated GIF with meme text feature. So, let's go into a recording. Let's go into any recording. Let's look at Rachel Ray. And let's say I want to create an animated GIF with meme text on it. So it's pretty easy. I'm going to mute this. So I select my clip, animated GIF start point, and then I select my animated GIF endpoint. I go in and I say, hey, I want to clip and create an animated GIF. And now I have the option to select the resolution, frames per second speed, play speed, and I can also add meme text. And SnapStream will add meme text to that animated GIF. It's pretty simple. Next, real quickly, let's look at the new smart snap feature in the Twitter side panel. For that, that's a little bit more. It takes a little bit more time to demo that. Let's look at a show. Let's look at TMZ. So TMZ is airing right now. It's a live show, and it started 20 minutes ago. Now, if I go into the tweets tab, I'll see a stream of tweets about the show in real time. So here are all the tweets. So now these are all tweets from different people about the show, and this is something that we had for about about 6 months now. But the new feature is the new smart snap. So this person he's tweeting about TMZ of all things that is going on. Why is it important that we know Brad and Angelina went to Subway? Who cares, right? So if I click on the snap button, it takes me directly to that point where Angelina and Brad they are going to Subway, and TMZ is reporting that. So it's pretty magical, right? The tweet came out at 2:19, but the actual moment is from 2:17. So SnapStream was smart enough to identify that this tweet is about this moment. So you don't have to go around looking for that moment. SnapStream makes it. SnapStream surfaces that instantly. And from here, you can respond to this person with an image, an animated GIF or video, and bam, from from a tweet to a response with content in it, it takes me a few seconds. Let's actually go ahead and respond to this person. So I'm going to select this TV fanatic account. I don't know what sort of a response I'll get. So this guy is actually pretty bummed out about TMZ reporting of the story, and I'm going to respond to him with a screen cap. But let's see. I just want to sort of like demonstrate how easy it is to do this. Let's look for other tweets. So I mean, if you notice here, like most of the tweets don't have that because SnapStream is not able to do that magic. But here's another tweet. So it's something about Macy's in Houston Galleria isn't suffering from those card cutters. I don't know what that is, but let's see. So yep. So I click on it and it takes me to that story about Macy's. So that's how awesome that feature is. It's really pretty awesome. Next, let's look at tagging. So I'm going to use the same video. OS. Let's go and look for something else. Let's say I want to do a search for Iran. That's in the news all the time right now. It's a hot story. So there's all these mentions of Iran from my archive. Let's look for something that happened a few hours ago. Let's say MSNBC live with Thomas Roberts. So I go into the show, and they are talking about Iran. I have the audio muted, but you can see that they're talking about the Iran nuclear deal. So let's say I want to create a tag. So you have both point tags. Basically, hey, I want to tag this point with, let's say Iran. Or I can create a whole segment as a tag. So here's my segment start point, here's my segment end point, and I'm going to create an Iran tag, but that's a whole segment. So that's that's pretty simple. You select a point, you add a tag, or you select a start point and an end point, and then you add a tag. That's pretty simple. And if you want to search for the tag later, you go into search and you do a search for the tag. Show me tag anything that's tagged with Iran. And here's that MSNBC tag that I just created. I also have a few other other shows that I've tagged in the past, and everything is given to me just as if I was doing a regular search. It's pretty simple. Now this is a good point for me to show you how the clip merging works. So what I want to do is I want to merge all these segments into a single clip. So I select all of them. I go into more actions, and I say, hey, I want to add all of these to a playlist. And I have my Iran playlist over here. I'm adding all of them to that. And then I go into the library to my playlist, and I have 5 recordings, 5 segments in my playlist, and I have the option to if I want to I can move them around. Let's say I want this over here, and maybe this over here, and then I save it, and then I can create a single clip by merging all these segments together. So I'm going to create a single merge. Let's say run montage. I'm going to say, hey, create this in H.264 with 1080p and merge, and that's all it takes. So I set my segments, I add them to a playlist, I go into the playlist, and I press a button, and everything is merged together. And once it's done, it will show up in my library. So if you normally create a lot of short clips, export them, and then later join them, now you can do it through SnapStream itself. And in terms of the tags, if you normally create a lot of short clips, now you can actually do them as custom tags. And that's going to be fast because creating a clip takes a little bit of time, and then it all creates an individual file every time you create a clip. So you will end up with like 20, 30 clips. But with tags, it's just a tag on the original file itself. So it's much more clean and efficient to do it that way. I mean, you could still create your clips, but the tags will now be another way to do the same thing. Cool. So we looked at social media. We looked at the new GIF meme feature. We looked at the smart snap feature. Let's look at transcoding to XDCAM. You select a program. Let's say I select this recording, this clip, and I say, hey, I want to show squeeze this to XDCam, and then we have all these, profiles for XDCam. You select a profile, you submit it, and that's it. It's pretty simple. You can also do this through workflows. You can actually set up a workflow where it, automatically transcodes everything from, you can say something like, hey, I want to create a new workflow where, as soon as a clip is created, I want that clip to be transcoded to XDCam using this profile and then, exported, or maybe, moved to a different folder. So you can actually automate this, or you could do this on a case-by-case basis. It's completely up to you. So I'm trying to see whether I missed anything, but no, I think that covers pretty much all the new things. Oh, I need to show you guys the native Twitter videos. So let's go into the library. Let's go into my clips. Then let's open this up. Then I'm creating a start point, end point, and I'm going to post this to social media, to Twitter specifically, the whole video. And in a few minutes, the tweet would be live. You'll get a notification here, and I'll show you. It's a native video. It'll play directly in the timeline. There's no third-party website required. It'll play really nice. It'll autoplay on the timeline when you're looking at it on a mobile device. So it it will definitely improve your engagement rates. And if you're not using SnapStream social media right now, you should. We have customers like the Los Angeles Fire Department, who are very active on social media. And whenever there's a story involving the department, they create a clip and then they post it on Twitter. And they are getting amazing engagement rates on those tweets. So while that's going on, I'm looking at my notes, and it seems like I've covered pretty much all the new features. The only thing that I want to touch on is, oh, okay, the tweet is now done. So here's that video. It's natively playing. There's no third-party website. It's not linking to YouTube or Vimeo or something else. It plays directly in the Twitter timeline. It's pretty cool. So what I now want to do is quickly talk to you about SnapStream Cloud and SnapStream Express. Those are two new products that we've come out recently, come out with. Back in the day, we had SnapStream Enterprise and SnapStream Small Business Edition. But now we have two new products, SnapStream Cloud and SnapStream Express. SnapStream Express, it's a small box. It's not a server. It's this small little box. It's not loud. It doesn't require cooling. It's not an enterprise piece of hardware, but it's more of a prosumer appliance. It can record 2 channels at the same time, and it has 2 terabytes of storage. And it's $499 upfront and $99 after that. So basically, we've taken all the features from SnapStream Enterprise, and we've distilled it down to this, $499 and $99 per month box that can record 2 channels. It's not an enterprise box. It's not an enterprise box. It doesn't have any redundancy. It can't cluster. It can only support about 5 users. So it's not right for everyone. But if this is right for you, it lets you get into SnapStream at a very low price point. And the other new product we have is SnapStream Cloud. This is really useful if you have a team that's dispersed across the country, and you want to work on the cloud versus connecting to a server. If that's your use case, if that's important to you, SnapStream Cloud could be the right solution for you. It's 4 channels. We also have other configurations that has 6, 8, or 10 channels, but the base package is 4 channels. You get 500 gigabytes of storage on the cloud, which is about a week's worth of archive on the cloud. You get unlimited users, and it's $300 per month, and there's no upfront cost. You may still have to spend a little bit on the encoders to get the channel, to get your feeds onto the cloud. But once you do, it's $300 a month, and there's no contracts. It's very scalable as well. So you could add more channels and storage later down the line as well. So that's the new SnapStream family. We now have the SnapStream Cloud, the SnapStream Express, the SBE, and the Enterprise. Good. So that's a pretty quick rundown of all the new features. And if you have any questions, I want to open the floor for those questions. I see that there's a few questions here already. I'll go ahead and answer them for the benefit of everyone. So the first question from Patrick is, for the SnapStream Cloud version, can it take the feeds from various sites? Yes. So that's an awesome use case for the cloud, actually. So if you have multiple sites, let's say you want to record feeds from New York and Los Angeles in a central cloud server, SnapStream Cloud is a great fit for that. You basically put these encoders in New York and Los Angeles. You feed your channels into the encoders, and the encoders send the channels to the cloud, and you record it on the cloud, on the SnapStream Cloud. You get search, you get clipping, you get social media. You pretty much get all the features that you see today on the cloud. Next question. Does the automation have the ability to send emails with links? So yes, real quickly, let me show you how it works. So if you can actually create alerts in SnapStream, an alert is basically, it's an automated search, right? So you can say something like, hey, I want to create a new alert, and so the name of the alert is, let's say, Iran. It's going to, let's say, myself. Just an example, right? My keyword is Iran and maybe, Obama. And I'm going to set the frequency to be, let's say this is really important to me. I'm going to set it up as a near real-time alert. And now SnapStream will run in the background, and whenever Obama and Iran is mentioned, it will send out an email to me. So I'll show you what the email looks like. So I'm going into my email right now, and here's that email. So, these are all links back into the SnapStream, right? So let's say I click on this link, and my SnapStream opens up and drops me directly to that mention of that keyword. So it's an awesome way to automate your searches and have them run automatically, and it'll email you links. SnapStream can actually create clips for you automatically as well. Meaning, let's say I want to get the clip itself, not a link, but I want the clip. So SnapStream now has this smart clip feature where the system will automatically create a clip and share with you over the cloud. So that takes automation to a whole new level. So rather than getting a bunch of links, now you are getting the clip itself, and that's pretty awesome. Next question. Can I add a promo to the show clips before sending out the show clip? Yes. So you can do that. So how you would do that is you would create your promo. You will add it to the SnapStream archive. You can you can do it in a variety of ways. You can just add files in an ad hoc manner, or you could add the whole folder of new files into SnapStream. And then after that, you do your regular workflow. You go into your library, you go into a playlist, and then you will add your promo file to the top of the playlist, and you will merge it, and then you can share it. So that's definitely doable as well. Next question: what format is SBE version? So the SBE stands for Small Business Edition. It's pretty much a junior SnapStream, meaning all the features, pretty much 95% of the features you see on this demo is available on the SBE. The 5% that is not available are the processor intensive tasks, like full show transcodes and a few other things. But generally, most of the features you see, like searching, clipping, sharing, all of those are available. The recordings are done in MPEG-2 transport streams, so that will be the format of the actual file itself. But you can't transcode full shows with the SBE, but you can transcode clips even on the SBE. We don't have full show transcodes because the SBE doesn't have the same processor bandwidth that the enterprise has, but you can still transcode clips on the SBE. Right, next question. Is there a speech-to-text system or only closed captioning? So SnapStream search, quick answer. There's no speech-to-text. Long answer. The search is built on three things. It's built on the closed captions. If I go into a file, I see all the closed captioning. So this will be a great example. So, this is the show, and here are all the closed captions for that show. We index it in real time, so the search is real time. So that's the first, data stream that we use for the search. The second data stream is the program guide information. That's the information over here. That information we get through Tribune Media Services, and that's completely included in any SnapStream. So it has the program name, date, a little description about the show, the actors on that show, the genre information, the channel information, all of that. It's a comedy. It's from a certain channel. All of that is indexed as well. So if I want to, I can do a search for, show me everything from, ESPN. So, I'm doing this search using that program guide information. And the final type of data we use is custom information, like any custom tags you create. So to summarize, we use the closed captioning, we use the program guide, and we use your own custom information that you input for the search. Okay. So next question, can you burn DVDs? Yes. There is a DVD plugin. I don't have it installed on this demo system, but there is a DVD plugin where you can select a bunch of shows or clips from your library and burn them directly to a DVD. It's actually it's surprising, but it's actually one of it's a heavily used feature of SnapStream. Okay. Next question: do you record tweets? No. We don't record the tweets. We get that Twitter data directly from Nielsen Social Guide, and that Twitter data or the Twitter information is available up to 3 hours after the show has aired. So, in essence, we record it for those 3 hours, but then after that it goes away. So, we don't archive the Twitter data. No, we don't. But you can go back up to 3 hours after the show has aired, and still look at the Twitter data. Cool. Okay, so I have another question. Are you able to record multiple shows like newscasts using only one cable box and the SnapStream? The answer is no. So, SnapStream has individual tuners in the back of the system. And, if you want to record, 10 channels at the same time, you would need 10 set-top boxes. If you are recording digital or HD from cable, we would take in those, 10 or 5 or 15 cable box outputs, and we will, encode it to a single stream. But you would still need those, 10 set-top boxes at the top of the line to actually get those channels. For ATSC, for over-the-air, there's no set-top box involved, so it's just an antenna directly plugged into SnapStream. But for cable, you would need a set-top box per channel. But just to clarify, the SnapStream can change channels on the set-top box. So, if you only care about recording 5 channels at the same time, and your cable package has 200 channels on it, you don't need 200 set-top boxes. You would only need 5 set-top boxes, and SnapStream can dynamically change the channels on those set-top boxes and record whatever you want to record. Good. Any more questions? I am going to stay on the line for another minute or two to answer any other questions you have. You are always welcome to reach out to us if you have any other questions, or if you want to learn more about SnapStream Express or SnapStream Cloud, or about getting SnapStream for your organization. If you are a current customer and you want to update your SnapStream box to the latest software, it's completely free. It's part of your annual support. So if you want to update your system, just send us an email at sales@snapstream.com or support@snapstream.com, and someone from our support team will get your system updated. It's completely free, and we now actually have a full-time training specialist, Eric, and he would be more than happy to walk you and the rest of your team about the new stuff after the training has been done. So again, that's also included in your contract. Oh, one last question. What is the bitrate of the recording? So the bitrate, it really depends. If you're recording analog, you have full control over the bitrate. You can set your encoding bit rates through SnapStream. But if you are recording digital, we record. You have control over the bit rate at the encoder level, meaning let's pull that real quick. Let me tell you what I mean. Right. So you have control at the encoder level to change your bit rate. But typically we see bit rates for HD from 7 to 15 megabits per second. So whichever bit rate that comes into SnapStream, we write that to a file. a transport stream file to be specific. So you have control over the bit rate, but that's at the encoder level. What you can do at the SnapStream level is actually transcode things. So if you want, if your files are coming in at 15 megabits per second, but you only need, 5 megabits, you can actually transcode everything on SnapStream itself. So that's an option. Cool. So seems like that's all the questions. And so I want to thank all of you guys for coming to the webinar and asking all these great questions. Again, if you want to learn more about SnapStream, send us an email. I'm at gayan@snapstream.com. That's GAYAN at snapstream.com. It's a bit of a difficult name, I know. It's GAYAN at snapstream.com. Luckily, we didn't use last names for email, so that's good. But if you are a current customer and you want to update your system, send us an email at support@snapstream.com. Again, it's support@snapstream.com. I'll have my email up here so that it's easy for you guys to see. So that's me if you want to talk about getting SnapStream. If you want to talk about updating your system, reach out to support@snapstream.com. Cool. So I will still be on the line for a few more minutes. But if you don't have any questions, you guys you could log off now. A recording of this will be available shortly, and I will email you with that recording. Thanks again. Bye.